Self-improvement is a journey that often begins with the best of intentions. The drive to become a better version of oneself, to reach new personal heights, and to conquer one's limitations is something nearly everyone has felt at some point in their lives. But as with any journey, the path to self-improvement can be riddled with pitfalls, mistakes that not only slow progress, but can actually set you back or even turn you off the process altogether. Today, let's explore some of the biggest self-improvement blunders people make, and more importantly, how to avoid them so your journey can be as rewarding and fulfilling as possible. One of the most common mistakes is falling into the trap of perfectionism. At first, aiming for the best seems like a noble pursuit, but perfectionism is a double-edged sword. It convinces you that anything less than flawless is failure, and this thinking can be paralyzing. You may find yourself procrastinating, waiting for the perfect moment, or refusing to celebrate small wins because they don't measure up to an impossible standard. The truth is, improvement is about progress, not perfection. Accepting that mistakes and setbacks are a natural part of growth is essential. Instead of focusing on being perfect, focus on being better than you were yesterday. Embrace the learning that comes from imperfection. It's often where the most valuable lessons are found. Closely related is the blunder of trying to change everything at once. It's easy to get swept up in inspiration, setting out to overhaul your entire life overnight, waking up before dawn, meditating daily, exercising, reading, journaling, eating healthier, and so on. While ambition is admirable, overwhelming yourself with too many changes at once is a recipe for burnout. When willpower is stretched too thin, you're more likely to give up on everything rather than make steady progress in one area. The key is to focus on one or two habits at a time. Allow yourself the space to truly integrate a new practice into your life before moving on to the next. Small, consistent changes compound over time and lead to sustainable transformation. Another significant blunder is comparing your journey to others. With the rise of social media, it's easy to see someone else's highlight reel and feel inadequate about your own progress. You might find yourself thinking, "Why am I not as successful, disciplined, or happy as they are?" This comparison game is not only unfair but also deeply discouraging. Everyone's starting point, resources, and struggles are different. Instead of measuring yourself against others, focus on your unique path. Track your own progress and celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. Remember, the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Over-reliance on motivation is another common pitfall. It's tempting to wait until you feel inspired to take action, but motivation is fleeting. Some days, you'll wake up ready to take on the world. Other days, you'll want to stay in bed. Relying solely on motivation means your progress will be inconsistent at best. The real key to self-improvement lies in discipline, doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Structure your environment to support your goals, create routines, and develop systems that make it easier to follow through. By making your desired actions automatic, you build habits that persist even when motivation wanes. A related mistake is neglecting the power of environment. Many people focus exclusively on willpower and mindset, overlooking how much their surroundings influence behavior. If your kitchen is filled with junk food, it's harder to eat healthy. If your desk is cluttered and distracting, it's difficult to work efficiently. Set yourself up for success by designing an environment that supports your goals. Remove temptations, organize your space, and surround yourself with people who encourage your growth. Often, changing your environment is far more effective than relying on willpower alone. Another major blunder is searching for quick fixes or shortcuts. The self-improvement industry is flooded with promises of rapid transformation. Get rich overnight, lose 30 pounds in a month, master a new skill in a week. These claims are enticing, but sustainable change takes time and effort. Chasing shortcuts can leave you feeling frustrated and disappointed when results don't materialize as quickly as promised. Instead, commit to the long game. Understand that meaningful growth is a marathon, not a sprint. The habits and mindsets that last are built gradually through patience and persistence. Failing to define clear, specific goals is another mistake that derails progress. Vague intentions like, "I want to be healthier" or "I want to be happier" are difficult to act on. Without a clear vision of what you're working toward, it's easy to lose focus and momentum. Take the time to set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of saying, "I want to read more," decide, "I will read 1 book per month for the next year." This clarity not only makes it easier to take action, but also allows you to track your progress and adjust your strategy as needed. A subtle but significant blunder is not addressing underlying beliefs and identity. Often, people focus on changing behavior without examining the deeper beliefs that drive those behaviors. For example, if you believe you're not a morning person, no amount of alarm clocks will make waking up early sustainable. True transformation happens when you shift your identity, when you start to see yourself as a healthy person, a lifelong learner, or a disciplined individual. Reflect on the beliefs that shape your actions and work to adopt empowering identities that align with your goals. Ignoring self-care in the pursuit of improvement is another common mistake. It's easy to become so obsessed with productivity and achievement that you neglect rest, relaxation, and connection with others. But burnout is real, and pushing yourself too hard can backfire, leading to exhaustion, resentment, and even a decline in performance. Remember, self-improvement should enhance your life, not diminish it. Make space for activities that recharge you, whether it's spending time in nature, enjoying a hobby, or connecting with loved ones. Balance is essential for long-term growth. Failing to reflect and adjust is another pitfall. Many people set goals and charge ahead without regularly checking in on their progress. But self-improvement is an iterative process. What works for one person may not work for you, and what worked last month may not work today. Schedule regular check-ins with yourself to assess what's working, what isn't, and how you can adjust your approach. Celebrate your wins, learn from your setbacks, and don't be afraid to course-correct as needed. Finally, one of the most damaging blunders is giving up too soon. Lasting change takes time, and progress is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, plateaus, and moments of doubt. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often persistence. When you encounter obstacles, don't see them as signs to quit, but as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. Every stumble is a step forward on the road to mastery. In summary, self-improvement is a deeply personal and rewarding journey, but it's easy to fall into traps that hinder progress. Avoid the pitfalls of perfectionism, trying to do too much at once, comparing yourself to others, relying solely on motivation, neglecting your environment, chasing shortcuts, setting vague goals, ignoring core beliefs, sacrificing self-care, failing to reflect, and giving up too soon. Embrace steady progress, celebrate your unique path, and remember that growth is a lifelong adventure. With patience, persistence, and self-compassion, you'll continue to evolve into the best version of yourself. Subscribe now and get the best tips from Rise Theory.